Hey everyone, welcome back to The Explainer. So today we are unpacking a massive financial milestone, and we're going to do it by looking at some cold, hard, actionable data. Now you might be wondering, is it actually possible to save $100,000 in just 3 years living in Australia? A lot of people think, you absolutely must have a luxury corporate job or some incredibly lucrative high-end business to pull this off. But honestly, that is a total myth. You can reach this six-figure milestone even with a completely average job or just by managing your student life smartly. Let's look at the exact step-by-step game plan the data suggests for saving 100 grand in just 3 years. There are no hidden tricks here, just real practical strategies that actually work.
Okay, let's dive into this roadmap. We've got 4 steps. First, we'll master your savings rate. Second, slash your fixed costs. Third, automate and compound. And fourth, boost with side hustles.
All right, step 1, master your savings rate. This is where we build the foundation. To save a six-figure amount in such a short window of time, well, the very first change has to be your mindset. We have to defeat the main antagonist of our story here, lifestyle inflation. This is literally the biggest mistake people make in Australia. It's that sneaky trap of automatically increasing your lifestyle expenses the exact second your income goes up. You know how it goes, right? You get a raise, so you buy a nicer car. You get a bonus, so you move into a fancier apartment. But if you want to hit 100 grand in 3 years, lifestyle inflation has to be stopped dead in its tracks. You kind of have to keep living like a student, even when you actually start making that professional money. From day one, your target must be aggressively saving at least 50 to 60% of your income. Just picture a split, 55% going straight towards your savings target and 45% for your living expenses. Basically, you are living on less than half of what you make. I know, that sounds intensely difficult, right? But this aggressive savings rate is the absolute non-negotiable engine that drives this entire 3-year plan. So the crucial point is, the math really comes down to this: $640 to $650. If you can manage to put that away every single week, whether that's from an average Australian salary or a really solid part-time setup, hitting $100,000 in 3 years becomes an absolute mathematical certainty. It is literally just pure math. But to guarantee you hit that number, you've got to track every single dollar entering and leaving your account. You have to know exactly where your money is flowing.
Moving on to step 2, slash your fixed costs. Time to cut the fat.
If we're going to free up $650 a week, we need to drastically cut down on where most of our money just disappears. And in Australia, for sure, that's rent and living expenses. So there are 3 major areas of frugal living we really need to attack to physically make that weekly savings target possible. We've got house sharing, meal prep and groceries, and public transport. Let's break these down real quick. First up is always your biggest expense, right? Rent. Instead of renting a whole apartment all to yourself, which, let's be real, can easily eat up the vast majority of your paycheck in any major Australian city, you need to choose shared housing or just rent a single room. And yeah, sure, that might mean dealing with someone else's dirty dishes occasionally, but making this one single sacrifice instantly cuts your rent expenses by nearly half. That is literally hundreds of dollars a week freed up, going straight into your savings goal. The next big area is food. By severely limiting how often you're ordering from food apps like Uber Eats and instead, actually cooking at home and meal prepping for the week, you can easily save between $500 and $800 a month. No joke. And my absolute best secret hack for grocery shopping down under: religiously shopping the half-price specials at Kohl's or Woolworths. If you literally plan your meals around whatever happens to be 50% off that week, your grocery bill completely plummets. And that $500 to $800 stays right in your pocket.
The third fixed cost to slash is transportation. Look, do not rush into buying a car. By ditching the car and relying purely on public transport, we're talking trains, buses, and trams, you will save thousands of dollars a year. You completely avoid the car loans, the ridiculously expensive fuel, insurance premiums, and the absolutely astronomical cost of city parking. That is all money getting funneled right back into your 100K blueprint.
All right, step 3, automate and compound. This is where we really build the engine. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why leaving your money in a standard everyday account is just a massive losing game. It earns absolutely nothing, while inflation just slowly eats away at it. Instead, you've got to get a high-yield savings account, or a HISA. In Australia right now, there are several banks offering these with interest rates hovering right around 5 to 5.5%, places like ING, UBank, or Macquarie. Getting your newly found savings into one of these accounts is absolutely vital to making that 3-year timeline actually happen. But listen, just having the account isn't enough. You have to automate it. This is the whole concept of paying yourself first. Basically, every single time your paycheck arrives,
A set amount, that $640 to $650 a week we talked about earlier, must be automatically transferred into your high-interest savings account before you can even touch it. Out of sight, out of mind. Honestly, we just don't have the willpower to save what's left over at the end of the month, so you save first and you live on the rest. Plus, compound interest steps in as the real hero here. The interest you start earning on that growing balance, it pushes you towards your goal exponentially faster. Let's move to step 4 and see how this builds. Boost with side hustles. So, while cutting your fixed expenses is absolutely crucial, realistically, you can only cut so much, right? To really speed things up and absolutely guarantee that 3-year time frame, you need to increase your incoming cash flow. And Australia has this amazing gig economy that's just perfect for scaling up your income outside of your main job. You can jump onto platforms like Airtasker to do odd jobs, you can do some ride sharing on the weekends, or freelance using your specific professional skills online. Oh, and if you are a student listening to this explainer, picking up extra shifts during your university breaks is literally your golden ticket to accelerating this whole process.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is this golden rule for side hustling toward this specific goal. 100% of your side hustle money goes straight to savings, period. You use your primary income to cover your newly slashed day-to-day living costs, but every single dollar you make from Airtasker, ride-sharing, or freelancing goes directly to the $100,000 goal. You do not, under any circumstances, use that side hustle money to upgrade your lifestyle.
Look, I get it. Saving your first $100,000 feels like a total mental battlefield. It requires some really tough temporary sacrifices. Like living with roommates, skipping the Uber Eats, and definitely stepping well out of your comfort zone to take on extra work. But trust me, as this quote summarizes so perfectly, when you look at your bank account 3 years from now and see that massive 6-figure balance, the financial freedom and peace of mind make every single sacrifice worth it. You are quite literally buying your future freedom.
So I want to leave you with this question to really think about. Where are you currently at in your financial journey, and have you started saving aggressively yet? Let us know down in the comments where you're starting from today. If this explainer helped you map out your financial future, make sure to hit that like button, share it with a friend, and definitely subscribe for more data-driven breakdowns. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep saving, keep growing.